Wonderhussy Adventures. Sarah there. She is in a deserted area along the Nevada-Utah border. Which is weirder, Wendover or West Wendover? Wendover is in God-fearing Utah, and West Wendover is in wild and crazy Nevada. You know, in West Wendover, you know, you got legalized brothels and gambling and whatever, and in Wendover, it's, you know, churches and whatever. I don't know. Anyway, she gets a hotel room in Wendover, but she's headed over to West Wendover for some of the fun. So it's a very interesting little place there, out in the middle of nowhere. There it is, the Southern Exposure Show Club. And you don't want to know what goes on there, because what happens in Nevada stays in Nevada. Do not watch this video if you're hungry. 30 in a Wake Up, Thailand. Amazing. He's with some other folks there that have, I guess, a Thailand channel. Anyway, this amazing seafood feast for $6. $6 American. They go to some of the various markets, outdoor markets there in it's a little town on the coast. It's not in Bangkok, and get all this cool stuff. Lots of seafood, lots of cool stuff. Anyway, do not watch this if you're hungry, and you will be, you know, the fresh food and the entire feast is $6. You know, he goes to whatever the Thailand currency is, bots or whatever, bots. Anyway, it's like, you know, he buys a whole pile of, you know, crabs and stuff for like, you know, $1. You know, prawns. What's a prawn? Prawns. Oh my goodness, Rosie O'Kelly. She's riding around in a bike and she falls off. Anyway, I did not watch all 2 hours of this last night, but and I don't have the timestamp of when she actually fell off, but she seems to be okay. Man, I don't know, man. And now, take it away, Dave, outside for some letters. Right? Yeah, man, yeah. Hey, I'm doing the letters here. Aaron says, who cares about stupid comments? The circus freaks get mad at you because they see the truth here. Wow. Yeah, we were talking about my commenters, and you know, again, we want to keep the comments sane here on the Camo Dave channel. We do, and we want to keep them all in good taste. But you know, it's sometimes hard to distinguish between what's funny and sarcastic and what's mean-spirited and whatever. And I'm just saying, I did a video, you know, it's actually a couple days ago I shot the video, but I just posted it today. And I basically say, you know, if you see a problem with the comment, let me know. CamoDave@gmx.com, give me the video that it's on and as much details about it and why you don't like it, and I'll take a look at it. Absolutely. Hobbs1105 says, isn't it funny that all these nomads like to talk about freedom, but when someone says something they don't like, they're quick to silence them or want them silenced. And yeah, exactly. Again, there's a certain degree of control. I think when you get to be a certain size YouTuber, you start to get to think you're entitled to things, you know. When you start out, you're kind of open to suggestions and stuff, but then you get really, you know, set in your ways, and you know what's good for you, and then you put all this stuff up in front of the public, and then they start to criticize you, and that really makes you. And Aaron says, you don't have to be friends with the people you cover. I think that's a very important point about my critical channel. And sometimes it actually is bad for a critic to become friends with the people they cover, you know. That, you know, a movie critic who becomes friends with a director or an actor is, you know, then you get in the awkward position of either shading the truth because you like a certain actor, or, you know, you tell the truth and then you make that actor that is nice to you angry at you. You know, so it is kind of a weird thing, and it is true. I think if you're going to be if you're going to be a critical channel like what I'm doing, you got to keep a certain degree of distance from those you cover. Boom, bubble, bust, Pete. Boom, bubble, bust, Pete. Says that he's a comment refugee. Tasmod says we're in the Camo Dave zone. We were talking about Justin Credible this morning. In fact, again, I'm not saying I want to get into politics or I agree or disagree with Justin, but he does have some interesting points. Again, you know, whether you're a nomad or not, you know, they want to tell you that you have to wear a mask and do social distancing. But I think more importantly, they want you to put these apps on your phone and have all this details about your health stuff, and then you have to share that with whoever. And I get it. I get why people are a little squeamish about that. By Pinkerton says, yes, it's too much government control, but that's been the goal of the COVID all along, and that's why it will never end. Yeah, it's just another excuse to make government another reason why we must put all of our eggs in the government basket and let them know everything about us, right? You know, again, give up your freedom for a little bit of convenience. That you see that little bit of convenience, you know. Share your banking data on an app here. That's so easy to deposit money and move money, but now it's so easy for someone to suck money out of your account, right? RS says, what is your opinion on getting a vaccine, Dave? And did you already get a vaccine? What is your opinion on individuals who don't want to get a vaccine? I know your viewers want to know your opinion. I got my vaccines. I got my first Pfizer in March. My second Pfizer in April. So I have to get a third Pfizer in, say, October, November. I'm up for doing that. I have no problem with that. I recommend getting a vaccine. There are 3 different kinds of vaccines, at least in this part of the world, to choose from: the Pfizer, the J&J, and the Moderna. And take your pick, okay? But I do think it's a good idea for everyone who's eligible to get a vaccine, because it just seems like but again, as far as requiring or mandating that everyone get a vaccine, again, I'm not going to go that far. It's still your personal opinion to do it. I think that if you have a particular jobby poo, and in order to keep your jobby poo, they want you to get a vaccine, hey, I get that. I understand that totally. If there's a certain airplane or restaurant that wants to make sure everyone that walks in has been vaccinated, that's up to them. But again, it's a voluntary decision, and it shouldn't be having to be a mandate. That's all I say. I'm a libertarian. I'm a librarian. No, I believe that we should give people as much freedom as they possibly can handle, and then some. Larry at 5280 says, you're as free as you choose to be. I choose freedom. I am vaxxed. I choose it. I choose to have a phone. I choose not to get an app. I didn't want a maroon as president, so I personally voted him out. I am free. Which, whatever. Maroon's Moron. Anyway, whatever happened to Morgan? I don't know. Just... Miko says, I think Justin Credible is 100% right. Hang in there and push back. Okay. We're seeing quite a few nomads in the Vancouver area taking that same stance. Very interesting. You think Vancouver's a fairly liberal place, but a lot of people seem to be pushing back. Danny says, 7 wanders the world. Wow, the world needs more kind-hearted people like him. I didn't know him yet. I just subscribed to his channel. Again, I think it all worked out for the best there. 7 got his truck stolen, and he immediately set up a GoFundMe, and he got about $12K, and then all the insurance stuff, and eventually it turned out okay. He got his truck back. He got a buyback, and he's getting a good insurance payout, and he made good with what he said, that whatever's left over, and it was pretty much the entire GoFundMe that he raised, and he's going to give to the Homes on Wheels Alliance. So good for him. Again, we're watching him. We here at the Camo channel and some other of these other channels, we're keeping an eye on, is he really going to do this? And or is he just going to just kind of let it go? And he probably could have just let it go and nobody would have followed up on it. Just kind of didn't talk about it anymore and kept the money. But good for him. I think he did the right thing, and I'm very proud of Mr. 7. The only other thing is, will Homes on Wheels Alliance use all of that GoFundMe money to help other nomads, or will it go into paying the freight for the HOWA leadership crew there? I don't know, man. HOWA, you should say, hey, we're using 100% of this money to go straight to the nomads, and we're not going to use it to pad our administrative budget. Right? How about it, Bob? Beantown says, wow, don't show up unless you're invited, and don't call me Shirley. You know, yeah, that's it. Panda's party, I guess, is starting. Pandemonium Aja's party, man, is starting this weekend. And please do not show up at the property unless you are invited. Trailer park, again, it's truncated here. Who pays by check in 2021? Something is fishy here. Yeah, Seven produced a check that he is with $11,500 that he's giving to Homes on Wheels Alliance. You know what he should have done is gotten one of those giant checks, you know, like they do in the Publishers Clearinghouse or when you win the lottery. He should have come up with one of those huge, like 8-foot wide checks, you know, and, you know, hoisted that over to the Homes on Wheels, where are they located, in a giant office building there in Pahrump, Nevada. I don't know. SW says he will eventually get caught. I guess that's Brian, right? Brian Laundrie there. We were talking about the Gabby case the other day. You can't run forever, and who are these people? His parents. Do they have underground connections even if he runs to a country that does not have extradition treaty with America? Interpol can go there and catch him. Yeah. Again, it's a very strange case, and again, I never realized it when we first... I was one of the first people to cover this from some media things back, what was it, 2 weeks ago, and I never dreamt that it would get this crazy and wild and, you know, and hyped as the way it is, you know, and now everybody's going into, you know, Gabby and Brian's personal histories and their psychologies, and we got psychologists looking at things and astrologists looking at things. It's just gone crazy. I will keep doing updates if we have some real news, if they do find Brian, or we do have some more details about Gabby, at least, you know, what happened to her. But I'm just going to skip all this kerfuffle stuff, you know, that people are just fluffing it around. I realize people like that, and that's cool if you enjoy all the psychological crap. But, you know, I'm a Nomad channel, and I want to stick to that, and I don't want to become a psychology channel or whatever. Again, Johnny D says, I talked about Brian for a whole previous video. If it was monetized, could you have talked about something else? Again, all those videos where I've been talking about Gabby and Brian have been demonetized. Unmonetized. They weren't even monetized in the beginning. YouTube gives you, when you upload a video, you have the choice of monetizing it or having it not monetized, and I just have the choice of not monetizing it. Almost every one of my news videos where we talk about RVs in accidents, fires, missing nomads, almost all of those videos that I post are unmonetized. Finally, Plantagenet, whatever, says Aja is not a celebrity. By golly, she is a celebrity right here on the bottom of YouTube. Absolutely. All right, folks, that ought to do it. Thank you so much for watching the letters, and more video for the 23rd of September. We have a gorgeous day here. I'm telling you, it is stunningly beautiful. Fall is on the way. And nobody's here to, you know, this would be a nice day if the restaurant were open to sit out and have a couple of brewskis and burgers. I don't know. But they're not. Anyway, I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, where is everybody? This is my meetup. I had my meetup today. And look at all the people that showed up. Where are they all? I don't know. Flog under.